And I understand that, Mr. Morgan, but obviously, as you know, that can sometimes be very, very, very controversial because there's always a cost associated with that. So, but I understand where you're coming from. When I was listening to the chairman, and I tend to agree with his caution about making sure that, Mr. Chairman, I'm not paraphrasing what you said, about making sure that that there's input as much as possible. And again, I'm not going to put your words in your mouth, but I tend to agree with that. Tends to be your where you come from in a lot of cases. Let me ask you in regard to the IRIS process, Dr. Sass. And again, I don't want to put your words in your mouth either. But you seem to be, I guess, a little bit frustrated for the lack of finalized assessments in the recent past, and point to more opportunities for public comment as kind of like, I guess, further slowing the pace. Could you explain if you're not in favor of more opportunity for public comment in that context? Because I kind of, again, with an open caveat there, tend to be a little bit apprehensive about not having as much open comment, and again on a separate issue that I think the chairman mentioned, which is totally unrelated. But I just want to know what your comments are on that.
No,
did I read that right? Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, especially you might be confused because I'm the one that's always commenting too. So why wouldn't I want opportunities to comment? The IRIS program, which is very important. I mean, it gets hits every month. It gets thousands of hits every month. I think 50,000 hits a month last time I looked, from almost 100 countries in the world every month. Down actually in July and August, I've noticed. So it's incredibly important, and the IRIS database does provide quantitative estimates of toxicity or hazard, and then you use that site-specific in places to estimate exposure. And then when you know the toxicity and you know the exposure, you can do a risk assessment. So it's incredibly valuable all around the world. They are considered one of the gold standards of the world to be used. In the last few years, they've only done somewhere between 2 and 5 finalized assessments every year. They have ongoing reviews and assessments, but they finalize only 2 to 5. In the budget, they actually promise finalizing 8 a year. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I've talked to EPA staff who tell me they should be finalizing about 16 a year. What's the difference between 16 and 2 to 5? The difference is the delays that happen because of interference. I don't think it's oversight. I think it's interference. The reason why is there are built-in opportunities for public comment and for oversight, and there's built-in opportunities for OMB review, early and late, and there's built-in opportunities for interagency review already. In addition to those, they would now have, I think it's about 3 more rounds of this, and each one of those will add on about 6 months to a year, or extend the process by 6 months to a year.
Mr. Chairman, will you indulge me in one last one? I think you've been very generous. Thank you. When you mention, and now again, there's obviously a difference between input and interference, and I understand that, and you're saying now 3 more opportunities or layers of you're saying interference, not of input, not of
at this
comment?
point, since everybody's had an opportunity to comment early, including OMB and the agencies, and they get a opportunity later, then I would say the intervening several opportunities just become delay.
I think I'd like to get an idea of what those are. If I don't know if Dr. Gray, if you can kind of get back with me or whatever. I mean, whoever can do that would be nice.
Yeah, we're very proud of the process that we use to develop our IRIS assessments. It's one of the reasons, as Dr. Sass said, they're a gold standard around the world, and we can get something to you.
Great, thank you. Again, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to go way over. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you. I did myself a while ago, so I'm glad I could pay you back.